Hey everyone, it's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. It's Sunday, another rainy day. Garage sales are pretty much washed out, so there are estate sales that I am going to be hitting up, and we're going to start at the first one here. There was a basketball game this morning I had to go to. There's another one this afternoon, so we're just working some things in between there. So this is the first one we're at. I'll show you if there's anything good in just a moment.
So I just saw someone who said there's nothing here, just a bunch of stuff, nothing here. Well, that's why you have to look up top, because here we have a new sealed Pictionary for $5, and that'll go for like 40.
Well, the guy was kind of right. There really wasn't that much left to find. However, as he's telling me that, I'm looking up to my left as he's saying this, and I see this sitting on top of that shelf that I just showed you. This is, mint, sealed in the box, has the original plastic around it. This is ideally what you're looking for when you're getting old games or even new games, because it's a guarantee for the person who's going to buy it from you that all the contents are inside. So that's what you're looking for. And a keyword when you go to list it on eBay or Amazon, you want to say that it is sealed. So that's important. This is a $40 item all day. It was listed as $5. I wound up getting it for $2 because at the end of the estate sales, and this goes for garage sales too, they're more negotiable, prices are more flexible. I didn't even have to negotiate, actually. I just asked her what the price reduction on this was when I checked out, and she just said, I'll just give it to you for $2. So that's pretty easy on my part. I don't even have to negotiate. So lesson from that is make sure that you are checking on the top of shelves or on the top of mantles, looking on the walls for things. Go outside of the box, literally and figuratively. Don't just get stuck at looking at these sales, at what's inside these boxes. That's good to dig through those things, but broaden your horizon. You'll find all sorts of goodies by doing it that way. Now we're at the next sale. This one ends at 2 o'clock, so it's 12:30. And so I'm basically spacing things out in terms of how to hit the most things at once, because basically geographically what I did is that, imagine where I was on a map was located here, okay, and it was about 12 o'clock. There was a sale that ended at 1 o'clock, around 25 minutes down south here. Then there's another sale right here that ends at 2, which is the one I'm at now, and then another one right here that ends at 4. And I've got to get back by 2:30 to get to this other basketball game. So logistically, it made more sense for me to try to hit these two if I could, then go all the way down here, hit this one, and if it might have been a bust, then I'd be stuck, wouldn't even be able to go to these other two. So you've got to kind of, graph out and map out where the sales are in terms of what's the most efficient way for you to go about doing it, so you make the most out of your time and could source the most items. So I'm going to turn the camera around, show you this house. It looks like a nice old one level. All right, this is the house, this blue one level. This has been going on for 2 days. Not sure how much is left, but we will see. What did anyone leave behind for Primetime Treasure to find?
We had Googled it. Ooh. And for what? 4 full bottles? What was it? What? The Crystal Pepsi. Oh my God. It was like thousands.
It always amazes me the things that people leave behind after 2 days of an estate sale. There's only an hour left to that sale, and it's just incredible that towards the checkout area of the sale, there's 2 full bottles, 16 ounces, glass, of Crystal Pepsi. Now, if you're not aware, Crystal Pepsi was a product that used to be made by Pepsi. It's discontinued. I used to drink it back in the day. And collectors of Pepsi products and food products will pay a premium to have a full bottle of a discontinued product like this. For example, someone recently had one of these for $45 online and took a best offer. It's unclear exactly what it sold for, but right now there is only 1 full bottle of this available on eBay, and it's not even the glass version of it. It's a plastic version, and it's smushed, and that one is, the asking price for it is $119 plus like $6 shipping, and it has 2 watchers on it. So this being glass, not damaged, I could probably put it up there for $99 with no competition and sell it for pretty close to that. And again, I have 2 of these. So I would just put them one at a time. Now, a couple things about this that are important regarding negotiations. These did not have a price on them, okay? So I asked the person how much they wanted to sell this for. And the first thing that they told me is that a 6-pack of these, or a 6-pack of full Crystal Pepsi, just sold on eBay for $17,000. So I said, how do you know that? Where did you see that? And they said, oh, someone that we were talking to yesterday looked it up and said that that's what they saw. Well, could you show me that? No, I can't. I don't see that anywhere. I don't know how they got that information, exactly where they looked. They looked online somewhere. Well, I could tell you pretty confidently, I'm saying to the person, that there's no way that a 6-pack of Crystal Pepsi sold on eBay for $17,000. So she said to me, well, okay, I'll go on Google right now and look. There's one right here. It's sold for $119 plus $6 shipping. So I said to her, no. That's what someone's currently asking for. That's not the completed sold price. And I showed her how you have to look up, completed solds and that sort of thing. So you have to explain to people sometimes that the value is only obtained by actual completed sales data, not what somebody's asking. I could ask $100,000 for this. I'm not going to get it, and that doesn't mean that's what it's worth. It's only worth what someone is willing to pay for it, and the only way you're going to know that is, again, through completed sales searches. So I showed her how to do that, and she said, wow, okay, I learned something new every day, that sort of thing. So she asked me how much I was, willing to offer for it, and I took these 2 out. And then behind that, if you look, there were some tins, and I like to get these as well, and I make little lots of these mustard tins, for example. If you get a few of these, they don't even have to all be mustard. You just lot them together. You could sell 4 or 5 of them sometimes for like $20, and they ship out real cheap because people who collect food stuff, again, they like to decorate their pantries with stuff that's nostalgic for them. Look to make sure there's no UPCs underneath it, or on the side of it. That will help you understand whether or not it is an old piece, a vintage piece, or a newer piece. Again, the newer ones are going to have the UPCs. As you can see here, they don't worry at all about this little rustiness stuff on the top of it. That's very common to them, and that is not going to diminish the value in any significant way. So that's what you're looking for. So I said, all right, well, I'd give you $3 for this one, and these 2. And she said, wow, only $3? And I said, well, yeah, they're glass, there's a risk of breaking, they're liquid, it's a little trickier to ship. If it breaks, then I'm, out of luck. So, you want to make sure you mention all the things in the negotiation that, could be problematic for you. I said, a good thing is that they're full, but then again, there's that risk that I was talking about. And so she said, well, $5 for everything. So as I was explaining in a prior video, sometimes you just take a break, you walk away for a second, and what I did is I'm like, all right, $5, that wouldn't be bad for that, but let's just see, could I get anything else added into it? There happened to be a clear bottle of Crystal Pepsi there as well. Now this would probably maximally only sell for like $10, but I figured why not just pick it up, see if we could add it to the mix, and maybe a little bit more, into maybe like 13, something like that. And there were 2 other tins that I picked up as well, here and here, turmeric and celery seed. Again, no UPCs on them, so these are good. So I said, how about $5 for everything? She goes, $5 for everything? She's like, including the tins? I go, yeah, that's what I said originally. So go, oh, I didn't hear that. So I'm like, okay, well, that's what I'm offering. Again, I know I have leverage because it's at the end of the sale, so they're motivated to just get rid of this stuff. So she's like, all right, fine, $5 for everything. So that's great. I got, I'll make that back and then some with just selling this. And then, we got another one here. So we got a total of 2 full bottles. We have the empty Crystal Pepsi bottle right there, all glass. And we got 4 vintage tins for just $5. That's great. Do I feel bad at all getting it for a low price? Absolutely not. She's ultimately willing to sell it for that. She did not put a price tag on it. It's the end of the sale. Like I said, they just want to get rid of the stuff anyway. And ultimately, you know, if she's fine accepting the $5, then, you know, that's how it works. That's how you do it. You want to source it for low. That's how you could compete with your competition on eBay. You got to keep your prices low in terms of sourcing. Hey, one of the things I wanted to tell you about the Crystal Pepsi, just to add on to what I was saying earlier, is that this stuff really does have like a cult following online. I mean, people went absolutely crazy for this stuff when it was out. You know, at least a significant portion of the Pepsi consumer population did. And because of the fans writing to Pepsi to bring it back, because it was originally available in the United States in 1992, 1993, maybe around 1994. Started actually in Europe in the 1990s. But then they discontinued it. Fans just wrote in demanding it. So they re-released it and brought it back in 2005 to 2017. But this is the older version, and a couple reasons that you know that. One is the color, is that over, you know, several decades what happens is the crystal color starts to fade away. And over time, just through chemical changes, it starts to turn this yellowish color. That does not take away from the value. It actually kind of adds to it because that's what it's supposed to look like at this point. That's one of the ways people will distinguish it. The other reason is that you could just tell from the label. There's no mention of any kind of Pepsi.com or anything like that. You could tell from the font that's used in terms of you know, how they're describing things. So, you know, 2015, 2017 version would have said that type of stuff on it. In addition, they didn't make it in glass in 2015 to 2017. They were just the plastic bottles. So those are just a couple quick ways to just distinguish whether or not, you know, it's an older version or if it's a newer version. And with the social media following, I mean, that's why it's important to have a good social media following if you're a reseller, because then you could, you know, advertise this, for example, on Instagram. Like, I'll put it on my Instagram account. Come follow me at Primetime Treasure, my Instagram account, and you know, we could touch base there as well. So just wanted to just kind of add a little bit of interesting information about this. This, I think, is going to be kind of like the highlight find of the day today. Pretty cool. All right, so we are at the next sale, the next estate sale. I actually stopped off here the other day. They were closing at 4 o'clock on Friday, and I thought they might let me hang out a little bit past 4, but they wouldn't. They were really strict. They all wanted to get out of there. So, and they also only had the garage open, the basement, and the kitchen. And they were opening the full house yesterday, and I couldn't get here yesterday. And they also, their prices were pretty high, and price reductions wouldn't take place until today. So since there's only a few hours left, I figured why not take a shot, see if we could find anything. So this is the house, see if anything's good in here. Well, you always want to keep your eyes peeled, because whereas these cookbooks are not worth anything, if we look down here, there's no one around. It's just left here, so great. Take that. See, these prices are crazy. You should not pay these kind of prices. Today, everything is, that's $25 or less is half off. And that would maybe be okay depending on what the book is, but you don't want to be spending $5 per book at estate sales, especially for these kind of books. Absolutely no way. They're all pretty much worthless. So don't waste your time on that type of stuff. $1 pretty much max for hardcover books should be your target, maybe $2. Again, maybe you could stretch it to $2.50 depending on what it is. But in general, at these sales, that's what you're looking for. Soft cover is usually 50 cents. Hey, does anyone want to pay $2,500 for an old, stinky rug? Look. Not even that big, really. $2,500? Please. I mean, this is on par with the $5 books. In fact, it's actually way worse than that. So you need to stay away from these kind of sales. All right, we're out of there because those prices are absolutely crazy. $2,500 for an old stinky rug? No way. Primetime Junior is here with me. He pointed that out to me. He said, Dad, look, this rug is $2,500. I said, no way, can't possibly be. It's got to be $25, and it's, you know, and he's misreading it. But he kept telling me, so I looked down, and sure enough, $2,500. I mean, that's crazy. At your average estate sale around here, that rug's $25 or less. You know, people are just trying to liquidate who run these sales for the most part. $5 per book for those kind of books? Absolutely no way. Like I said, even at 50% off, you know, which would be $250 a book, is more than double of what you're going to get at your average estate sale or garage sale. Now, it still might be worth it if you found like a Betty Crocker first edition that you could sell for 45, 50, 60 bucks. You know, so that's why you still might go to a sale like this. But in general, you know, I pretty much going to keep the people who run this sale towards the end of my list in terms of places to go back to. At least it wasn't a total wash. I did find a $10 on the ground. There was not anyone that I could obviously link that $10 to, or I would have given it to the person if I saw a person drop it, or if I even saw a person, you know, standing right nearby. But that room was completely empty, and there was no one even nearby, so that was just something left behind, you know, and at least it made it worthwhile stopping into this place real quick. So helps pay for lunch. We'll head off to the basketball game right now, and then there's one place to go right after that, and then we'll call it a wrap for the day. All right, the last basketball game is over, and I am pulling up to the last sale. It's a state sale. I've been to this person's sales before. Also tends to be a little bit on the pricey end, although, you know, you never know sometimes. So once in a while I may find something. It's not typical that you will find that these estate sales go to 6 o'clock on a Sunday. That's actually pretty unusual. So we're gonna head over there and see if there's anything useful in there. This is the very end of a 2-day sale. So we'll see if there's anything that anyone left out, any Crystal Pepsis or anything like that.
Now, the one reason I am still coming over here, even though the person tends to be a little on the pricey side, is one, things are a little limited today in terms of options. So this is like the only option right now for sourcing at this time. And two, it's in an area of Syracuse that I have had a lot of success with in the past in terms of what's in these houses. So this is the Mattydale area. Some of the best estate sales I've ever been to have been in this area, so I'm hoping for some success. This is not bad, actually, in terms of prices. And it's 30% off. Same with this. Anything made in occupied Japan, you definitely want to look for. I definitely like this for less than $1. There's really not a lot of wear on it, and this will remind somebody of their dog that they have. It'll probably go for 30, 40. So for less than $1, totally makes sense to pick it up. This is really cool. This elephant decanter, wrapped in leather. 1980. Really nice, especially for $1. I love decanters, and this is a room where there's a whole bunch of decanters. This one here is worth a lot of money if it's not broken. This one could go for 70, 75, even higher depending on the condition of it. The problem is with it is that it's broken on the back, and so that's the issue. These here don't have the feather on the top, so that really decreases the desirability. This one here looks good to go. It's got the feather on the top. It doesn't have any real huge significant damage. It's got one little piece missing here, but overall, it's worth picking up. The other two here, I just featured these on the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. These are the Owuzu Metaxa decanters. There's 2 blue ones and 2 red ones. Now these are the 2 blue ones as a pair. That's good to have, but just individually, she'll go for around $70 in this kind of condition. She's not damaged. She looks really nice on the back. She looks really good down here. So these are totally worth picking up, especially for 30% off. So I'm definitely gonna get these. This guy here, he's in great shape as well. Look at that, really nice. It's got the label, these all have labels on the back, so you wanna look for these labels. A lot of times they're peeled off, these aren't. I cannot believe this stuff is still sitting here. It's absolutely crazy. Well, you know, that tells me that the people who came here, they're not members of the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. The link is down below if you want to join my Facebook group. This was recently a be on the lookout item that I had, and this goes to show you the things I'm telling you about. You could find them at estate sales, garage sales, that sort of thing. I'm going to look at some of these other ones, see if there's anything else worth picking up here, but these are awesome. So as a little update, I tried to just get this one here, but she wouldn't break the setup, so it was either all of these or nothing, and it's not worth picking up all 4 of these for the $9 because that one individually would not be worth it. If they were all good shape, they all have their parts, yes, you definitely pick this up, but I'm not picking all these up for $9. So I did get the 2 Metoxa decanters. They're gone. I picked those up, so they're being held up front, and I'm gonna look at some of these other ones.
All right, so that is a wrap. We are done for the day. I wound up getting the 2 Metoxa decanters, the elephant decanter from 1980 with the leather around it, the ceramic black and white dog, and also the Mickey and Minnie Mouse salt and pepper shakers, which are Lennox, by the way. I can't believe the prices in there in terms of how good they were. What an extreme compared to the extreme difference compared to the place that we went to earlier that had the rug for $2,500. This place was just practically giving stuff away, and I'm surprised because last year I did go to one of their sales and the prices were really high, but today it was completely different. I'm not sure if they received feedback or something about the prices, but they completely changed their pricing model. I mean, they were just liquidating everything out of there. They did not change the actual price tags compared to yesterday. It's just they added 30% off. So everything that you see that I got for $16.10, and that's why sometimes it's good to go the last day of an estate sale, because you could get value like that, and you could see that people are consistently missing valuable items and just leaving them behind. Could be they don't know about it, could be they don't want to deal with it because they're breakable or something like that, but you can make good money on that stuff as long as you know how to pack it properly. So, you know, use lots of bubble wrap, double box, that sort of stuff. You know, make sure there's no air pockets in the box, that sort of stuff, so it doesn't shake around and get damaged. But, you know, you could definitely do well on the items that I picked up today. You know, yesterday, just those 2 decanters alone, the Metoxa ones, would have been $20. So come back today and get them for less than $20 plus everything else for $16.10. So I'm pumped up, I'm excited, can't wait to go home, process this stuff, get some stuff listed, pack up some items that sold today. You know, it was a busy day, scattered throughout, you know, from morning to late afternoon, you know, heading into evening now, doing all sorts of sourcing. I'm going to give a lot of credit to my son, Primetime Jr., who played 2 basketball games today, and, you know, he was a trooper coming to me to these sales, so sometimes that's what you have to do. So thanks a lot, Primetime Jr. He's sitting back there. We're not going to put him on camera, but thanks a lot. Anyway, if you like this video, like the tips that I'm giving you, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Subscribing not only gives you notifications that I put up new videos, but it also helps support this channel. And that, you know, that's a good metric of how well people are receiving the videos, is how many people commit to subscribing to it. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's a good metric of it beyond just liking the videos. That's important too. Also, if you want to come down to see the Facebook Reselling Resource Center, just go down below to the link section in the description, and you'll see that there's a link there to the Facebook group. Just hit that, hit submit, join request, and I will let you right into the group as long as everything looks okay with your profile. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought was the coolest thing, the most interesting thing you thought I found today, or some kind of question you have, something you want to know more about, or just some kind of tip you want to add to maybe, you know, something you saw in the video or whatever it is. I like to interact with all of you, so look forward to seeing your comments there, and I am heading home for today.